Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, had some interesting comments. He said with regards to offering that full cost of attendance or potentially stipends to college athletes, he believes the power conferences should have the autonomy to decide whether or not they want to give stipends. And what I thought was interesting from his quotes, he said that providing stipends seems less controversial and less threatening than it did in the past year. Where do you stand on this issue?
Well, I think the landscape has clearly changed, and it's a good change. It's rational, it's reasonable, and it deals with the reality of where we are now. I had 3 athletes. Our children were all Division I scholarship athletes. I was in a position financially to supplement their scholarship with what will hopefully be a cost of attendance type of stipend, which makes an awful lot of sense to me based on the demands placed on scholarship Division I athletes. The other part of the equation is that as a dad of 3 children, fair doesn't always have to be equal. And it's much the same in this potpourri of differences we have across Division I athletics in terms of resources and so forth. So why not be fair even if it's not equal? And I think that's what this cost of attendance would allow to happen. And the schools that have the resources should have a chance to be fair. And we have to continue to keep moving the dial towards what's best and good for the student athlete in this environment. What are we doing to serve him and her in their development, and how are we helping them with the resources that are available? And I think this is a move in the right direction.
Clarify that fair but not equal. Does that mean that the guys and gals who play for the revenue-generating sports should get the stipend, but maybe not?
No, I think you have to look at the stipend across all student athletes because the time commitment and the requirements and the sacrifices are the same, even though the exposure and the revenue generation is different. What I'm saying is that there are certain schools within Division I or Division I schools and not Division II that have resources, so you have to do it commensurate with the resources. But that, to me, would be fair if not equal. Hey, I can't expect to have certain things that other folks have. And my kids have to understand that I'm going to treat them all with love and consistency and discipline, but fairness is going to be different for my baby boy than it will be for my older boy, based on personalities and what they're expected to do and what they've shown their aptitudes to do. And I've got a daughter who's the oldest of the 3, so when I'm fair to her, it may look different than being fair, but it's going to be fair, but maybe not distributed equally.
And I think what I can see a little bit you're saying is that it's the power conferences who will be doing this, and they're going to get the best talent theoretically anyway, whether they can offer a stipend or whether
exactly. I don't think
can't.
there's going to be any competitive advantage in this. That was the hang-up that didn't make much sense to me. Everybody's trying to figure out how can we eliminate every potential eventuality of competitive advantage. Well, you know what? The world is not about everybody having the same chance across every spectrum. So that's the reality, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's the reality. Deal with it fairly and understand that there are going to be some disparities on occasion, but make sure you're trying to serve all of the student athletes.